Alright guys, it has been a minute since I have uploaded a video. I'm currently having computer issues, but I'm able to squeeze in this one today for you. So, just a little bit of housekeeping before I get into this. My next videos are going to be continuing my Not a Good Person series. Armin is next on the docket. I'm going to be making the case to you why Armin is an evil monster. The next one is going to be about, well, not the next, it's not in this order. Ymir and Mikasa. Why Mikasa is the only person who can truly fear Ymir. And thirdly, of course, my Eren character analysis, which should be absolutely fire. So, without further ado, make sure to like the video and let's get right into this. So, before I start out, I want to make something clear. I'm not trying to, defend or justify how Historia was in the last arc. I personally don't have an issue with it. I think it's fine. I think it's great, even. If you got an issue with it, I got nothing to say to you. I just, because this is where my area of expertise just ends. I didn't go to film school. I didn't study literature. You know, I have people on my server who do, people that I'm affiliated with who do. You're more than welcome to talk to them. They know more than me. It just comes down to a matter of personal preference as far as it goes right now. So as far as it goes right now, if you don't like Historia's art, that just seems like a personal preference, and if I like it, that just seems like my personal preference. But today, I'm going to be making a video about something that's actually very interesting about Historia in the last arc, which is her sort of mysterious, unseen influence. Number one, she exerted heavy influence on the story. In fact, I'd say she's the third most influential creature in the show, besides Eren and Zeke, of course. Well, I mean, I guess you could say Zeke is as well, but that's she's just an very influential character. Let's just say that. And secondly, how she is literally the only person on the planet who was able to do the job that she did. And when I say the job she did, I mean make Eren succeed in his plan. Now I know my fellow Jaegers will say, well, he didn't really succeed because Parody got bombed. I don't want to hear about that. That would happen anyway. We all know that. We all know genocide and war is not going to end. We already knew that. Now you may say, well, they wouldn't have got bombed like they did. Maybe it was too harsh. I don't want to talk about that. Because here's the thing. Eren's primary goal, one of Eren's primary goals, was for his friends to live long and happy lives. Why am I saying that? He says to them, I care about you guys more than anyone, which means that his friends living long happy lives is greater to him than the strangers on Parody living long happy lives. So I thoroughly reject the notion that he cares about Parody more than his friends. So his friends lived long happy lives, which they damn well did, and that means that Eren achieved his goals. Why am I saying Historia exerted heavy influence on the story? Well, Historia is sort of like how Republicans see George Soros. She never actually interfaces with the public, yet she's always behind the big political maneuvers in the show. And the first one I'm talking about is her pregnancy. Now, her pregnancy is something that people, including myself, were sort of confused and or disappointed about. However, let me lay to you guys what the pregnancy was. The baby allowed her to not end up in prison, which gave her the ability to do two things. A, she was able to conceal her motives. She was sort of acting like a spy, so to speak, when she was in the highest office in the land. Number two, well, she was able to use her power for however she wanted to, since she wasn't, usurping the military police. Because she gets a baby, well, it's just a force of circumstance. She can't really do anything about it. She got a baby. The reason why they couldn't feed her to Zeke is because, as the military police said, they don't know what could happen. They could lose the entire royal family and thus their protection if there's an accident or something with the child. So that allowed her to not let herself get fed by Zeke and not run, which would indicate that she's against the military, or fight, which would also, show that she's against the military. Which, if she runs, well, she can't use her power, right? Because if she runs, well, she's not in the office anymore. And she fights. I mean, she's not only distracted from her duties, she's also probably going to lose because she's fighting the military. So there's that. Eren approaching her about this. I mean, Eren's free of 10 ways. We all know this. Eren gives her those two options. Historia instead chooses this ingenious plan. The only thing was that she needs to lie about the due date. Lie about the due date, then it would appear that this coincidence. The due date was revealed, then that is when the lie comes out and she actually did get pregnant for this cause. So that's how she was able to manipulate the situation such that the Jaegers were able to move. Eren was able to move forward. Eren needed a key player in this game. He needed a few key players in this game in order to activate the rumbling. Had Historia not been on his side, there would have been nothing anyone could do about it. They couldn't get Zack on their side, so what did they just do? They just killed him, right? As I said beforehand, Historia isn't in that situation. Everyone is dispensable. Historia is the only person who's not dispensable. So Eren needed to convert her. And then on top of that, she needed to have a strategy in order to do this. So this brilliant little scheme that Historia came up with enabled her to assist Eren, which was one of the main reasons why he's able to initiate the rumbling in the first place. And so, that to me is enough for me to be like, okay, story obviously isn't sat down for me. Again, if you feel like she was sidelined, I mean, that's I get it. I get it. Say to you. The other thing is that out of all the characters at AoT, entire cast, even the side characters, Historia having that office was the best. She was the literal best person. Now, why? Well, because the rumbling needs to start, right? Eren needs to do the rumbling for, among other things. Like if you're Jaegers, you believe there's two reasons why. A, the island is to be protected because they're 100 years behind, and yada yada yada. But two, which we can all agree on, for his friends to live long, happy lives, Reiner, Annie, and Armin, he needs to end the Titan Curse. He ends the Titan Curse by the result of Mikasa choice, which means that the rumbling needs to happen. So the rumbling needs to happen, but and Mikasa and her gang of traitors need to do what traitors do: betray the country. Now, usually what happens when people betray the country, they usually get hanged. Okay. Now, Historia was literally the only person in that entire group who was a Jaegers, who supported the rumbling, who had Eren do whatever he wanted to do, but at the same time had a personal connection to the traitors, thus granting them amnesty. Had it been anyone else on either side, had it been, let's say Armin, as an example. If Armin was a queen, Armin had a little blood. Armin wouldn't have co-signed that. You know that, I know. If Armin was there, the rumbling would have happened. We get no parody protection. Again, in my opinion, it's not an opinion, but let's just say it's my opinion for now. In my opinion, parodies didn't get protected. We had the lack of the 50-year plan, and on top of that, we get no Mikasa's choice. If it was Flock, okay, we get parody protection. Great, excellent. But there's and we get Mikasa's choice. But then Mikasa gets killed and she comes back home. Historia was the only person who had the cross-section of being supporting the rumbling, and at the same time having the personal connections to the trees and this people who stopped it. Except for Eren, of course, but Eren had to die. So you see how her character was written in such a way where she was the person for the job, and these traits were established before all the rumbling arc. We already knew how she was friends with everyone before she was friends with everyone before the rumbling arc. Well, before the rumbling arc, she was friends with everyone. And in season 3, we already knew how much of an evil, selfish person she was. So those were all. It wasn't like it came out of nowhere. Those were all established prior to the arc coming up. So to me, again, I'm not trying to change your mind like I usually do. Like usually, I'm trying to change your mind because I'm objectively right. But to me, it appears like Historia's character was. But it seems to me as if her character was cooked and baked for this exact moment. I mean, and I bring this up all the time. Looking back at the Uprising arc, the woman says that she doesn't want to save humanity, but when she didn't learn to say this, I'm paraphrasing. She says she don't want to save humanity, but she wants to help her friends instead. Which is, and I mean, of course, we all of us are now, seeing new foreshadowing with Aaron's Titan form, and he's in the Uprising arc.